Good morning, boys and girls. So lately we have been talking about characters, and we're going to continue with that with a little character development. Tomorrow, on the book that we've read the past couple days, we're going to do a character panel. But before that, we're going to just talk about our characters, and we're going to fill out a couple different things. So, does anybody remember who the main character of this book was? Right, it is Tilly Trumbull. So we read this yesterday and we read it again this morning. So we all should pretty much know, but you do have a copy of it on your desk. So we're going to fill out this character web. Okay, but before we do, we're going to go over some things about character. Now, we have different character traits. Now, you also have this at your desk with your table partner. That way you can see it as well. So we have a few different things. We have our outside traits, which is kind of what we look like. So we would say Mrs. Squires has blonde hair. That's one of my outside character traits. And it says what we see with our eyes. So you're going to look at your table partner and you're going to tell them what you see about them with your eyes. So it could be you have on a red shirt, or you have blue eyes, or you have brown hair and freckles. All right, I like what I'm hearing. Very nice. And down here it just says brown hair, blue eyes, tank top, blue shorts, tennis shoes, and tan skin. And that's what this person is wearing right here. So those are going to be our physical traits, or what we see on the outside. Now, before we move on to the inside, if we are to open up our book, let's go to the second page. We could say that she is wearing a green polka dotted skirt. We could also say that she is wearing a floppy hat with flowers. She has gray hair. She has, I'm going to say those are brown eyes. She has red lips. She's tan. So those are just some things that we see on the outside. Now, I could pick up any book and open this and say, okay, well, I can tell you what the physical characteristics are, because that's what we see on the outside. So any picture book you can open up and automatically tell, well, there's their physical characteristics. Okay, well, then we have their personality traits, or what's going to be on the inside. So these are their thoughts, their words, how they feel. And it says what we learn based on what the character says, does, thinks, and feels. So if I open up to this page, it says, and then one day when Tilly came home from a chucking out sale, she found an unexpected visitor on her front porch, plunked down in one of her stuffing, poking out old chairs. And Tilly didn't like it, not one bit. So if I read that about Tilly, and I see that there's a dog in her chair, I'm going to think that she does not like unexpected visitors. She might not be a dog person. And that's just what we know based off this one page. So those are different character traits. Now, when we get to our character panel, you will have some different things taped to your desk that you can ask about. So we will have a few different people up here, and they will be playing the role of Tilly Trumbull. Okay? And what everybody else is going to do is you're going to act like it is an interview, and you are asking them questions, and you need to find out more about this person. Okay? So you could ask, and guess what? If they ask you a question you don't know, based off what we've read, you can make it up. So based off this one page, if somebody said, what is your favorite animal? I'm going to say, well, I don't like dogs at all. Okay? So some of them you're just kind of going to have to figure out on your own. But that's how we're going to get to know our characters. And we'll do a few of these throughout the year with different books. And then at the end of the year, you get to even do one on a book of your choice. So now that we know our differences, we have our outside traits and we have our inside traits, we're going to take a character web and we're going to fill it out. Now, I have it printed. Yours is going to be on your computer, and you're going to fill in the bubbles. So first we have look like. Well, we know that we have physical traits that Tilly Trumbull looks like. So we already have some that we can fill out. Now, I want you guys to get used to seeing this because we will do a lot of these throughout the year as we develop on our characters and we learn more about our characters that we read about. Then we have Liv's. Now, if the book isn't specific, and it might not just come out and say, you know, Tilly Trimble lives in Missouri or Kansas or Wisconsin. It does say in the first sentence, in a house at the end of Potato Peel Lane. That's okay if that's what you put, but you need to make sure you just don't put Potato Peel Lane. They gave you a very specific place, okay? And in the middle, we're going to put our name. So this will change as you do more characters, okay? So if I was doing Charlotte's Web, I would probably, and I picked a character, I would do Wilbur, because I love that book, and Wilbur is my favorite. And then I fill out the thing about him. Next we have how my character could get into trouble. So do you think you could just flip through the book and find an answer? No. You're going to have to actually talk it out with your table partner. You might need to read a few different times. You might even need to read the same page a few different times. And that's okay. All right? This isn't just from your memory. You have the book at your table so you can help. Okay? Likes to. So I can flip and see that I think she really likes to go to these Chuck It Out sales or yard sales. And it says, Tilly Trimble never had more than a few pennies to rub together, but every week she put on her fancy hat and her sturdy shoes and off she went to make the rounds of the yard sales, flea markets, and swap meets looking for old chairs that other folks were chucking out. So if you did something every single weekend, do you think you'd have to like it? Yeah, she's not going to go to these yard sales if she doesn't like it. So that might be something that you can put. But I want you to try to take some time on this. Don't just put yard sales. Make sure you're reading the entire book. I have a filled out one that goes with this book, and it needs to look similar to mine. It's okay if there's some differences. Then your last one is doesn't like to. Again, this one's going to take some thinking. It's not, the book's not just going to say, she did not like this, this, and this, okay? So you are going to have to read and you are going to have a discussion with your table partner. Again, you're going to have to figure out some things on this getting to know your characters for tomorrow, but we'll work on that in the morning, okay? So this is just a character web so we can get introduced to our character, we know about our character, and then that way we can get ready for tomorrow. Okay? Now, does anybody have any questions? Wonderful. So, again, you are taking your book, The Trouble with Tilly Trimble, and then you are also going to be filling out this character web with your partner. When you are done with that, you're going to come up and get it checked with mine. Okay? That way we can check in with each other and make sure we know what's going on. And then you also should have a character trait copy on your desk. Okay, and then you can look at some questions for your panel that we're going to have tomorrow, and you can go ahead and write some down that you would like to ask if you are one of the interviewers and not the interviewee. Okay, all right, guys, get to work.